I recently navigated across America's busiest city without my phone, so it made me think, I wonder if I could spend a day on America's most expensive island with $0. So that's exactly what I'm gonna attempt. In this episode of the Studio Review, I'm traveling to Nantucket, Massachusetts. Oh, hey. I didn't see you there. I'm here on Nantucket and I've got the whole day in front of me. I also have $0. So today I'm gonna be completing a series of objectives by either finding free stuff to do or finding a way to make money to make it happen. It's 9 a.m. and it's already pretty hot. So before it gets any hotter, I'm gonna get started on my first objective of the day, which I know is free, and that's to go for a run. Nantucket, as I'm sure many of you know, is kind of a playground for the rich and famous. It's been called Billionaire's Isle, and it was also recently named the most expensive beach destination on the planet. The average home price in 2022 was $4.5 million. In addition to the billionaires who own property there, Nantucket is also a favorite vacation spot of celebrities like the Kardashians, Sylvester Stallone, Leonardo DiCaprio, and me, still running. After a long drive and 2 hours on the ferry, it felt really good just to loosen my legs up. What did not feel good was having to watch helplessly as this car almost ran over my camera. Whew. Close call. I found a beach but called it quits after 3 miles because it was getting super hot. This coffee shop was kind enough to let me fill up my water bottle, and then I headed over to the boat basin where there are free public showers. And check out how nice these things were. There's the toilet and the shower over there, and then a skylight and this nice sink area. And then check out the view right outside the door. Crazy. I had brought some travel shampoo from home, so I showered and then I was good to go. That thing was literally nicer than my shower at home. All right, I'm feeling pretty good. I am starting to get pretty hungry and I don't have any money for food. I don't have any money for anything. So before I can complete any more objectives, I need to make some money. I laid out my sweaty clothes to dry and then I got to work making a sign. I had my camera with me, so I figured I could offer to take family pictures on Main Street. I wasn't sure if other people did that, but I decided my competitive advantage was gonna be a low price and the ability to airdrop the pictures to them immediately after. I was thinking about going to the lighthouse that you see when you come in off the ferry, but I needed a break from the sun. Either way, another ferry had just arrived, so I figured the timing would be perfect. Pictures? Anybody need family pictures? Guys need any pictures taken?
No, thank you.
Have a good day. So far I am striking out. I'm also not being super vocal. I just feel like very awkward. Thought this was a gold mine. Guys need any pictures taken? Christmas card for the year? Guys need any pictures taken? Okay. It was slow going at first, but after about 10 minutes, I got my first customer. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You can stand right here. Oh, this is going to be perfect.
Oh, Mom, do you like them? They're beautiful. I love them.
So I can actually airdrop them too.
Perfect.
Do you have an iPhone?
I do, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, thank you.
Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your trip.
You too.
Wow, okay. First customers, that feels good.
Quick question for you.
Yes. She even came back and asked for some more pictures, and I told her she didn't have to pay me the second time, but she went ahead and Venmo'd me anyway. Like I said before, I needed to make money before I could complete any more objectives, so I needed to find sustenance. Guys need any family pictures? Hey, how are you? How are you guys doing?
That's a great idea.
Oh, thank you. Interested in any pictures today?
You're smart. That's clever. I think we're gonna pass, but thank you.
No worries. Have a great rest of your day. I really wanted to make enough for transportation so I could explore the island a little bit, so either a bus pass or enough to pay for a rental bike for the day. Just take a half step to your right. Do you want to do one with the sunglasses up? Totally up to you. Okay, I'll show them to you first here before you pay, so we can retake any if you'd like. And then finally, I wanted to make a little bit of spending money for some entertainment for the evening. You guys want a group picture?
Are you good at photos?
Yeah, do you want to see the ones that I've taken already?
Oh, those are pretty. I'll pay you $5 to take a Sure.
Oh, great. Where are you guys from?
We're from Houston, Texas.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you guys, wait. I'm framing this on my bedside table.
Thank you guys. That is so kind of you. I'll just airdrop them here. Do you have it turned on to
Everyone for 10 minutes.
not your first rodeo? I've probably been to literal rodeos if you're from Texas.
Every year.
Okay.
Every year.
You guys want your pictures taken?
I think we're all right.
Okay, no worries. Logan? Good. Just in case you can't tell from these clips, this was a very uncomfortable experience for me. Would you guys like a picture taken together?
Oh, we're good. Thank
Okay, no problem.
Take a lot of our
Really have that fake laugh down. I was already out of my element trying to start conversations with strangers, and then on top of that, I had to convince them to give me their money for something. It has been over an hour at this point, but 35 bucks an hour isn't bad. It's a great wage. Hey, how are you? I will say I am very parched, so might need to spend some money to buy a beverage soon. Fellas, you guys want a group picture?
No, thank you.
You thought about it, I could tell. They didn't think about it. you like a picture taken together?
$5? No thanks.
Should I switch locations? People were also very generous. Like almost everybody paid me more than $5. It's just 5.
I know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very kind of you.
Worth more than 10.
Well, thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Things were pretty slow, and I was hungrier than ever. And the next ferry didn't arrive for another half an hour or so. So I started to look at lunch options. There was this cool taco place that I had heard of, but I was devastated to find out that 2 tacos cost almost $19. So I decided to go to the grocery store instead. I found this yogurt parfait for $2.19 and a seafood salad roll for $1.99. Not to be confused with a lobster roll. Those were like $10. I also wanted the biggest beverage I could find. Fortunately, they had a water bottle refill station, but none of their large water bottles were refrigerated. So I ended up grabbing a half gallon of lemonade for $2. My total came out to be $6.32 after tax. Not too shabby. I didn't have enough money to rent a bike yet, so I went to the bus station where I found out that there was a bus going to Sconset, which is on the far eastern side of the island. But they only took exact change. So I hustled back to Stop and Shop where I bought a pack of gum so I could break my cash into ones. And fortunately, I made it back to the bus just in time. The bus ride was great, but there was no eating or drinking allowed, so the first thing I did when I got off the bus was devour my food. I wanted to go to the beach while I was in Sconset, but since I needed to wait 30 minutes before swimming, I checked out the market by the bus stop instead. They had ice cream which sounded delightful, but the mini cones were $5.95. So I skipped that and headed out towards something called the Bluff Walk. That turned out to be dope, but it was way longer than advertised. I knew there was a lighthouse at some point, but the Bluff Walk ended way before that. I walked on the road until I caught a glimpse of the lighthouse, but I had to turn back for the sake of time before I could make it to the base of the lighthouse. And if it wasn't for my extra rations of lemonade, I honestly don't know if I would have made it back. It was in the 80s with 80% humidity, and I was secretly hoping that Bill Belichick would pull over and offer me a ride. He has a house in Sconset. By the time I got back to the beach, it was well past the required 30-minute waiting period. The water felt so nice, and I felt so carefree just being able to frolic in the waves. Not too carefree though, because Nantucket just casually closes beaches like multiple times a summer due to shark sightings. I was planning on heading back to town to try to take some more pictures to earn enough money to treat myself to some tacos, but the Bluff Walk wore me out, so I ended up taking a little tiger snooze right on the beach. Plus, I already had enough money for my top choice for evening entertainment. I got up in time to change and then catch the next bus into town. I went ahead and poured out the lemonade because it was warm at this point, and I had also already had like 14 servings, so my stomach was feeling a little weird. After riding the bus back to town, I headed towards the Nantucket Dreamland. One of the reasons I wanted to come to Nantucket in the first place was because one of my heroes was speaking, and lucky for me, tickets were only $25. If you don't recognize this man, this is Casey Neistat. He's been called the Godfather of YouTube. I first came across his videos in 2012, but he might be best known for a stretch of over 800 daily vlogs he made from 2015 to 2017. It was incredible getting to hear him speak in person.
I don't look at my comments, I don't look at views. I try not to pay attention to any of that stuff because it affects you. There's no one it doesn't affect. You know, my grandmother was a tap dancer. She started tap dancing when she was 8. She tap danced every day, top tap every day, until she was 92 years old. She taught her last class on a Saturday afternoon. She was dead on a Monday. That is what I want. That is my dream. Because like when I think of making movies, there's nothing I love more. I did it when no one watched them. I did it when I made no money.
He talked about his career and about how not giving up is basically a superpower.
And then it showed this guy, and he's like now like this old man who puts on his leather straps and stuff and performs for like 8 people in a bar, and no one's paying attention to him. And he never gave up. Like he just kept doing it. But this movie came out, and this movie was such a hit that now he quit all of his job, and they're like hugely successful. Like they did it. Had he given up, no one would have made this documentary about what a failure his career was. But because he never gave up, this movie happened and now he has a successful career.
I lingered around the theater after the event had finished and kind of created an opportunity to say hi. I shook his hand and introduced myself, and then I just thanked him for the impact his videos have had on my life. Like 15 minutes before that, someone had asked him about fame, and he explained how his favorite interactions were the ones in New York where people were just like, "What's up, Casey?"
What's good? What's up, man? I thought you moved, man. You moved back to New York? I'm back.
And the annoying ones were when tourists asked him for pictures. So I decided not to ask him for a picture together. But after the best possible way to end my day on Nantucket, it was time to get back on the ferry. Apparently, if you don't get on the 8 p.m. ferry, you're stuck there until the next morning. That is, if you don't have your own private yacht or plane or whatever. I thought that ferry ride would be the end of this saga, but at like 10 p.m., I got a surprise $5 Venmo from one of the people I had taken pictures for that afternoon. And lucky for me, there was a KFC Taco Bell like as soon as you got back onto the Cape. So thank you, Colleen, for sponsoring my Taco Bell. But that's it for this episode. Just a reminder that the shirt I wore in this video and these neon signs are available for purchase on my website. But most importantly, just remember that even when it doesn't feel like it, it's gonna be okay. I'll see you soon.